Maybe you're thinking about stopping drinking alcohol for 30 days, or maybe you're thinking about stopping forever and you want to know what happens during that first month. Well, today we're going to break down 10 things to expect during the first 30 days of going alcohol free. The very first thing that you can expect is some kind of withdrawal. Now, for some people who are very heavily physically addicted to alcohol, they're going to need to find medical supervision. They're going to need to go to a detox, so they're going to need to get a doctor's help, and that's the path that they will have to go down. Now, if you're more on the psychological side of things and you know that the physical side of things isn't going to be too much of a problem, you still may experience some level of withdrawal in the first few days. Now, that might look like some kind of low energy. It might be some flu-like symptoms, a lot of brain fog, and you can expect some kind of withdrawal symptoms like this. Now, I just want to say that this will pass. You will get through this. And for different people, there's different levels of severity. Now, if you do suspect that you are physically addicted to alcohol, just go and seek medical help. But for most people, the withdrawal will just feel like a bit like a flu. Now, the second thing that you can expect is some kind of period where you just are adjusting to a new style of life. And again, this kind of leads in from the withdrawal period. So the withdrawal period could be like the first, 1, 2, 3 days. And then also around that time, maybe day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's when you're just adjusting to things and things might not feel quite right. If you've drank for a long time and you're removing alcohol from your life, like let's say you've drank for 5 years, up and down, sometimes a lot, sometimes not a lot, but then you suddenly remove alcohol, of course, your body is going to be screaming at you. Your mind's going to be screaming at you. There's going to be lots of mental chatter. Just have one, let's control it, just have one tonight, stop tomorrow. There's going to be lots of stuff like that going on, and it will take you some time to adjust. Again, this is very normal. It happens to every single person, but I think it's important for you to mentally prepare. So when this happens, when the mental chatter happens, you don't feel quite right, just know that that's normal and it's part of the process. Now, the third thing that you can expect, and this is different for different people, are energy fluctuations. I've got clients that I've worked with in the Sober Clear coaching program where I work with business owners and professionals, helping them get control of their drinking. I've got some clients that the first 30 days, they didn't feel great. It was up, it was down, it was up, it was down, but most of the time they felt very lethargic, they had very low levels of energy, and it took, 2, 3, 4 weeks until they started perking back up and feeling good again. Then on the other side of the spectrum, I've got people that I've worked with that literally on day 2, energy's peaked, they feel great, they feel happy, they're bouncing out of bed in the mornings, and energy fluctuations can be different for different people. Now, I think this has got to do a lot with the individual and also the severity of the drinking problem, as how much they've drank, how long they've drank for, but just bear it in mind that you might feel great, you might feel not so great. It can be up and down. Now, the fourth thing to expect, and this doesn't happen for everybody, but it happened to me, and it's happened to most of the people that I've worked with, but during that first 30-day period, you'll hit what I call this breakthrough period. And what I mean is that, the first week might be challenging, the first 10 days might be challenging, you might be questioning, should I really be doing this? Is it really all it's made out to be? And then all of a sudden, you'll hit a point where you get a breakthrough, where you're like, oh, wait, it's done. Like, I've really beaten this. It's finished. I'm really finally done with drinking. Now, like I said, this doesn't happen to everybody, but it happened to me. It's happened to most of the people that I work with. But they just reach a point where mentally the switch has happened. They know that they're free from the mental chatter, the cycle, and they know that this problem is solved and they don't need to go back. For some people, that might happen a month into it. For me, it was probably in the first week where I was like, oh, yes, I'm back. Like, the old me is back. And what happened to me is I almost felt like I connected with the version of me that never used to drink. The one that I was before I even had the first ever drink. There was a happy, positive person that then just kind of faded away from alcohol. And then I had this breakthrough moment where I really connected with that young version of me, which is awesome. The fifth thing to expect is your clarity starts to return. Now, I've said this many times on the channel before, but when we drink alcohol, it can feel a bit like a fog over our eyes. We have this cloudy thinking. We're not able to think through problems and make decisions and stuff like that. Or at least it's a lot harder. But then when we remove alcohol, during that first 30 days, the clarity starts to come back. We're soon able to start thinking very clearly, and we're able to start formulating ideas and formulating plans and thinking through difficult problems. And it's really, really awesome. The sixth thing to expect is you're able to connect better with other people. Now, I don't know about you, but relationships are very important to me. My relationship with my family is important. I have a girlfriend that I've been with for 3.5 years. My relationship with her is important. My relationship with my little brother is important. And when I'm drinking alcohol, I can be around people, don't get me wrong, and I can socialize, but it all feels very surface level. I'm not going to lie. Like, I can listen to somebody and make somebody laugh and have a joke, but when I'm drinking, the level and deepness of the connection doesn't feel so strong. Now, in my experience, when I removed alcohol, I was able to connect with people on a whole different level. It was almost like, imagine an onion. And when I was drinking, I was like, just kind of on that first layer of the onion. But when you don't drink, your connections with people are like, you're able to peel back the layers and really just connect with somebody. It's a beautiful thing. The seventh thing to expect is you can start to experience peace of mind. I know for many of us, when we drink alcohol, we don't have peace of mind. We know that what we're doing is drinking poison. We know that we are doing something that's damaging our health, damaging our self-esteem, and doing nothing for us. So when we remove alcohol, we can feel this sense of peace. And this is something that usually happens in the first 30 days. But when you get to that peace of mind where you feel like, at last, like I'm finally not doing that stupid thing anymore, that can feel really great. The eighth thing to expect is weight can start dropping. I know that a lot of people, like there was a guy I've worked with recently called Colin, so he's recently just reached 90 days without alcohol. I actually put a picture of him on the screen right now, and you can see the before and after in just 90 days. And he said that he dropped, I think it was 20 pounds, and he said he didn't really change anything. He just removed alcohol from his life, was more active, getting out, surfing, doing all these bits and pieces. And look at the amazing transformation in his face. It looks awesome now. And that's something that I found. I found that I just started dropping, those few extra pounds. And again, this depends on the individual. For some of you, you might add on a bit of weight, like a bit of good, healthy weight. But you can definitely experience some kind of weight fluctuations. The ninth thing that you can expect is the conversations that you might end up having with other people that drink alcohol. Now, if you're anything like me, most of the people in my life used to drink. And it was when I stopped drinking alcohol that I started making friends with mostly people that don't drink. But you can expect to have conversations with people in your life about your decision. Now, what I usually recommend is not to tell people that you've stopped drinking forever until you feel ready to do that. Because I know what people are like. If you say to somebody, I'm going to stop drinking, they're going to question you, right? Oh, how long for? How long is this going to last? You're not going to do it. There's a lot of naysayers in the world. So what I usually think is the best approach is tell people you're taking a break. You don't feel like it today, whatever. And eventually you'll get to a place where you feel very firm and very strong in your decision to not drink. But you can expect to have some conversations. Now, I have made videos talking about things that you can say to other people when you're not drinking. I'll leave you to a link like up here somewhere. So you can definitely check that one out. But just expect that you might have to have some difficult conversations with people that drink. And finally, I'm going to keep it really real with you right now, but the 10th thing that you can expect is that problems will still be there. You'll still have problems that you've got to face with in your life, drinking or not drinking. But the thing is you are going to be 100 times more equipped to deal with these problems with no alcohol in your life. And guys, if you click the video on the screen now, I'm going to show you 3 secrets to getting control of your drinking.